What a beautiful day. Over the last couple of days, I've been trying to arrange my deferred pension, which is a defined contribution pension, into a drawdown pension so I can access my pension right now. And that has been horrendous. The process of trying to go through the online system has been just utterly crazy. I work in IT and I found it very, very difficult. And I create online systems, or I used to. And this was just ridiculous. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Richard. And as a quick background, I was made redundant approximately 18 days ago. Today is the 18th of June, 2026. And I knew I was going to be made redundant 2 years ago. So I pushed out the timeline and waited for the redundancy payment, which was good. Yeah. And from a financial perspective, it was the right thing to do. Now at the age of 59, coming up 60 in the early part of 2027, I'm now going to start accessing my pensions to be able to back off and take an easier life rather than working in the IT domain and working 80 hours a week when you're only being paid for 40 and all that crap. I've had enough of that. I'm happy to take a 0-hour contract. That's a future video on the details of what I've already got lined up. But going back to this pension, my pension is locked in with AON, AON, and the value of it is some now £66,000. And what I want to do is draw that pension down, put it in a drawdown option where I can access the 25% lump sum, with my fear that the current government in 2026 of the UK will try to tax lump sums in the future. That's my fear. I have no evidence of that. It's just my fear. Yeah, that's my fear. It's not my opinion that they're going to do that. It's just my fear. And I don't want to pay any more tax. For the last 40 years, I've been paying excessive amounts of tax. And over the last 5 or 10 years, unbelievable amounts of tax. Probably like yourself. So now I want to go into what is in effect a low tax payment mode of life and get my money down so I have no fear about anything being taxed too heavily. Because I don't know what this government's going to do. They're already hunting for other options of how to tax people to get more revenue to do what this government want to spend their money on. We're not going political, yeah. So tried accessing this system to then be able to start the drawdown application because what happens is I've got a pot of money, £66,000, over working 5 years, yeah. So over the last 5 years, I've worked for an organisation. They've put money in, I've put money in, and at the end of it, there's a pot of £66,000. I want to draw that down. I've gone on the online application, and it is absolutely horrendous. The terminology is not for someone who's outside the pensions industry. It's obviously designed to frighten you and put you off, and they want to keep hold of your lump sum, your pension pot, not lump sum. And I also appreciate that over the last sort of 10, 20, 30 years, people have been advised badly on the pensions and things like that. I understand that. But, I'm a sort of reasonably intelligent guy, probably like yourself, guy or gal. And going through this process and the amount of documents that you have to read is absolutely unbelievable. All the risk factor is being put on you who's clicking on a mouse to move forward and things like that. And it's just unbelievable. And then you get to the end of it, as in the remaining 75% of your pot. How do you want that to be managed? What you should really be doing is, from an application perspective, is are you low risk? Are you medium risk or high risk from an investment perspective on that pot? Do you understand the implications of high risk, low risk, medium risk, etc., etc.? And that's all it should be. But no, you've got to read documents and then understand it, and I don't. And then you make a decision of how it wants to be done based on a document that you don't understand, and then you try and submit it. All I want to do is get to my money. And it is my money. Let's understand that. It's my money and it's your money. But, have you had any experiences like this where it just goes utterly wrong when you're trying to access your pension pot and arrange a pension for however you feel best for you in your life and your lifestyle? You tell me. You tell me. Unbelievable. So be aware of that. Ironically, yesterday, when I got to the final point to say submit your application for review, because the AON organisation will review the application before giving you your money, it all failed. I got a 404 page, and I've gone back into the system, and what I've gone through for 45 minutes, an hour, has all been lost. So I've now got to restart it and try again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I think it's designed that way. It's designed so that you don't get your money. Unbelievable. I just want my lump sum and the ability to draw down in a tax efficient way, on the understanding that I'm about to move into 2 jobs of 0-hour contracts, which is great for me. It's great. I know a lot of people pull down 0-hour contracts, but for my situation, it works well. A 0-hour contract works both ways. You can make yourself available or not available. And this will be the case where I'm working 2 roles, hence why I'm dressed up. I'm about to go to work. It's early morning. And I will be working a 0-hour contract. And at the end of the day, I will be paid an amount per hour. In fact, it's paid per minute. That's brilliant. You're paid per minute, as in when you clock in and when you clock out. Absolutely brilliant. I like that. I've never been paid per minute. It's absolutely fantastic. And that's how it should be. But in this job, there won't be any pension. It's a 0-hour contract. I don't think there's a pension. I should ask that. But there certainly won't be a redundancy payment when I finish, because it's a 0-hour contract. On both roles that I'm going to be juggling, and working in different places, doing different jobs, completely different jobs. We'll talk about those in the future. One of them you're going to smile about. It's unbelievably brilliant. It's so funny. But a great service to the community. Yeah, so that's great. Don't forget to go to my new channel, Dickie's Car World. Yeah, look it up, Dickie's Car World, with an apostrophe in the Dickies. Yeah, so it's only a new channel that'll be starting up in July with energy. Yeah, so go and have a look at that, or put it as one of your subscribed channels. But going back to the point, how can it be so hard to get to access your pot of money to the type of pension you feel is appropriate to you? Have you seen a financial advisor? Have you not seen a financial advisor? All this kind of rubbish. I understand it, to tell you the truth, because a lot of people in the past have lost their money to bad financial advice. I understand that. I do understand it. But I think just make it easy for me. And if you want to, the organisation should give me a call on the telephone, have a 10-minute conversation to make sure I absolutely understand what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and the implications of what I'm doing or not doing, and the risks and mitigation associated to that. Unbelievable. Have you had this problem? You tell me. It's unbelievable. I'm going to have to spend another hour at the end of the day to go through that process with AON online and try to arrange my pension to be drawn down, put my bank account details in it, all that kind of stuff, submit the application. AON as an organisation will review it and get their auditors to approve it and make sure everything's fine, and then maybe the lump sum will be paid at some point in the future, hopefully the near future. I then move into January 2027, where I'll hopefully receive a couple more lump sum payments from final salary schemes of the past. I hope Rachel Reeves doesn't suddenly come up with the bright idea of taxing lump sums before the beginning of 2027, because I don't want to pay tax on those. And it'll be 20% tax or 40% tax. It'll be ridiculous. And then my plans for the future are absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. However, I hope that doesn't happen. And I'm sure that the process of accessing my pensions in January 2027 will be much simpler than the work I'm doing today to get this drawdown pension enabled from AON. I'll keep you updated on that. I'm looking forward to working differently, and just working differently. I knew as soon as the tax changes occurred with the Labour government coming in power 2 years ago, I knew I would be made redundant, because the costs and the taxes from an employer's perspective to employ me and all the other people in the UK who have also been made redundant. There are a few people in the UK that haven't been made redundant, but I guarantee you this, you're next. You are next. The global organisation that I was working for is basically closing down the United Kingdom footprint because it's just too much in tax to employ what is in effect expensive people. So they're moving it all abroad to Poland and India. All the work will go over there, and I'm happy with that. I'm okay. I've come out. I knew this would happen 2 years ago. So over the last 2 years, I have just worked and worked and worked, and then there was no surprise. In the team that I work within, there were people that were surprised. I didn't stand up and say, "You didn't realise this was going to happen?" But the younger people, and it's not a shout about the younger people. The younger people don't keep an eye on the news and understand what's happening politically around the UK and globally, whereas I do. And maybe it's an old man thing where you keep an eye on what's happening globally, or maybe not. I don't know. Don't know. You tell me. Right, I'm bringing this to an end. More updates in the very near future, so do subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, to those that are subscribed, I thank you very much. It means so much to this channel. Let's take it from there. See you soon. Bye-bye.